Going on to all of my Cancer crabs, so let's get into it. For you Cancers, by the way, thank you for all the subscribers. Really appreciate it. Shuffle up these cards and have these readings out to you. So I got the Knight of Swords, Page of Pentacles, excuse me, the Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. Okay. So what I'm saying here for this, right, is if any of you Cancers, right, if any of you Cancer crabs, a lot of you Cancer crabs want to build a relationship with somebody, and you want it to be real, but a lot of you Cancer crabs need to watch your mentality about something, because what I'm seeing here is this: a lot of you Cancers may want to start a relationship with somebody, but the way that you're going to start it is incorrect. You're going to have a lot of people disappointed in the fact that you're stepping to them with the mentality of the relationship is already finished before it even has a chance to start. And you need to watch out for that, Cancer. You need to not have that mentality, because I said this before, you need to pay attention to when people are playing games with you, but don't go into the situation, right? Don't go into the situation like, you know, um, playing games yourself, because regardless of whether or not you're actually playing those games, why are you here? If you claim that you want a relationship, it looks inconsistent on your part, because if you want to be in a relationship, then do your best to actually get in one. Don't be lukewarm and in and out. You understand what I'm saying? So as a result, the Ace of Wands and the Two of Cups represents the kind of approaches that you're going to get. See, if you approach people from the perspective of you want the real deal, a lot of people are going to show you their hands very quickly. If you approach from the perspective of you being lukewarm, which is essentially what the dating pool is nowadays, people BSing, BSing BSing and being lukewarm and scattering the energy and just being all over the place, and they want something, but then but I want this, but I don't want to get the downside of it. I want to be in a relationship, but I don't want the downsides of a relationship. Is the relationship healthy? Yeah. Okay, then. So why are you tripping? Why are you tripping? You're gonna get that regardless. It's just what comes with the package. It is what it is. So be mindful of how you Cancers approach the situation, because if you approach it from the perspective of playing games, people are going to meet you in your wheelhouse every day, all day long, and they're going to give you what it is that you are approaching them with, which is playing games. As opposed to, if you decide to not play games, and you watch out for what kind of games they may be playing, and at the same time you treat them with a certain amount of respect and dignity and stuff like this, what you're going to get is you're going to get a lot of people who can't really hang around you for a very long period of time, because they would have shown their hand. So now you have the Queen of Wands, right? And then now the thing is that the things that the Queen of Wands is that, and they're going to be mad about it. They're going to be mad about it, because, and for some of you Cancers who decide you want to play games, they're going to use this against you. But we're talking about the Cancers that have figured it out. They're going to be upset about it, and you're going to find yourself excommunicating a lot of people that you didn't want to, but you realize that you had to, because this was ultimately going to be the result. they would they would have you putting in all the work, but they would ultimately have this would ultimately be the result. You getting hurt or they getting hurt. Somebody's got to get hurt. It's like those type of individuals who play a ghosting game where it's more about who ghosts whom before to see, and whoever acts like they're hurt about it, even though the two of you knew what time it was. If you don't ghost this individual, this person is going to do it to you first. That type of games that people play. So that type of stuff is very is it's useless, because then you have a person who knew what the outcome was 9 times out of 10. You have a person who knew that they were playing games, surprised or acting like they're surprised when they ended up getting the same outcome, which is what they were trying to do, which is to ghost the person. So, and see, another element of the ghosting is to get people to compromise themselves and compromise their who they are internally so that they can continue to be chased after too. That's another element to it that a lot of you cancers may not be privy to, or now you are. That you're gonna ghost people to get people to get them in a position to want to be in a relationship with you, because they spent so much time trying to get you right, trying to get you into hanging out with them, that maybe if they just did a little bit more, they can get you to actually show up for them. That's another aspect of the games that people play too. And I've said this before, only mentally ill people play these types of games. And don't worry, that video is coming showing and proving why. Because if you play games, again, you're showing that ultimately you are not very successful with what you're doing. You're showing and proving that. Because why can't, because if you say that you want to see, this is what I'm talking about. Successful people, they get to basically create the playing field. They are the ones that's in charge. So they don't have to be like, okay, well, I gotta play the game or whatnot. Really successful people make their own rules. Look, I'm gonna play it my way, and if people don't like it, I don't care, because I'm making the rules. Whatever. So if you playing a game, you just showed everybody that you're not really, you're, and don't worry, that video showing and proving is coming. The Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords are about how you cancers, right? Um, how do I say this? You're still approaching you're still approaching getting to know somebody incorrectly. You're still approaching it like that. Okay? You're still approaching it incorrectly. You're still doing it because you still haven't figured out, right? A lot of you cancers still haven't figured out that part of what your problem is that those people who are playing a game with you, said this before, they like you, but the problem is that they are dysfunctional individuals, and you shouldn't have to put up with that. So what I suggest for you, especially if in the context of if it's dating, which it is to leave them alone. If it's business, right, and they still playing these silly little games, it's a little bit more difficult. I ain't gonna say to leave them alone, but it's a little bit more dysfunctional, because now it's like, why are they bringing these types of games in with you? You know what I mean? And there's no point. But the thing is that the Ace of Swords is about, but your mentality needs to change. You're making it too much about, again, self-defense, when you don't seem to understand that it's not really self-defense. You're going to be attacking the people who are honest with you if you don't watch that mentality. Because a lot of times when people claim that they are being, when they are defending themselves, they're actually doing the attacking first, because they will get themselves into a relationship with somebody who's not treating them like trash and just treating them with decency. And what do? They're so worried about self-defense that they end up doing a whole bunch of things that's not really necessary. And therefore, that has nothing to do with self-defense, because defense is about knowing that there is an attack and then doing the things that is appropriate to resolve or to overcome that attack. You can't be defensive if you're the one that's implementing all of the unnecessary attacks. That doesn't work like that. So defense is reactive. Offense is active. Proactive is being both. Is being neutral. You're not overly offensive. You're not overly defensive. You have a good mixture of the two. You're well rounded in that regard. So you want to be proactive, right? Ideally. So let's clarify the Ace of Swords. Four of Swords, Knight of Cups, the Hanged Man, Four of Cups. Cancer Crabs is the fourth zodiac sign if we're going clockwise. Congratulations. A lot of four cards coming up. So the Four of Swords, you and them, you and this person both playing games if you play that route. And regardless of whether or not you Cancers intend on playing games, being wishy-washy is still playing games for the most part. Because no matter what the intentions is, for the most part, right? And I'm saying every time, but for the most part, no matter what the intentions is, you still end up being playing games, because you haven't made a decision yet. So you're trying to you're doing that too much. You bouncing back and forth between being 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Now you may not necessarily uh want to do that, but in essence, that's what it is that you're doing. So you may need to watch out to not do that. If you know you don't want to date somebody, then don't. You don't have to do that. If you know you shouldn't be dating right now, then don't. Take 2, 3, 4 weeks off, which is a month. The Knight of Cups, um, you understanding that there's a need to move forward. You Cancers understand that the next step for you is to get over the mindset of being dysfunctional. The Hanged Man, having to actually do the internal work. Yes, good. Yes, great. And then the Four of Cups, so that you can actually get to where it is that you want. Even if you never get there, you know what it looks like for you. You know what it looks like. You know what real love looks like. So that when people play games with you, you save yourself the time of dealing with that. Because part of it is time too. A lot of people wasting your time because they're dysfunctional. They're not the brightest bulb on the tree, nor are they the sharpest knife in the drawer, right? Because they're very immature, right, and pouty, right, and very manipulative. So let's clarify the Three of Swords. Why are they so heartbroken? Supposedly, you all right? You all right? Okay, cool. Love you. Uh-huh. So you have the Devil, the Tower. Wow, those cards look alike too. The Page of Wands, the Three of Swords. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so to clarify this, the Devil, again, people have their own delusional thought process where They think that they're going to be upset at you, even though they were stepping to you playing games, and you saw what was coming. You stopped hanging out with them. You cut them off, right? Anyone that you're seeing right now that you see is playing games, or anyone that you get the suspicion is playing games, you're cutting them off. They don't like it. They have a problem with it. The tower, they may try to a lot of them may try to get into some sort of intimacy with you as soon as they can, so that you can be, so they can get what it is that they want and they can leave before you decide to leave first. The Page of Wands, but it's too late for them. You Cancers are not dealing with that. As soon as you see red flags, a lot of you are gone. Wheel of Fortune, what was I going to say? Wheel of Fortune is all about having that internal compass. Wheel of Fortune represents Cancer crabs anyway, so you did show up in your own reading. So um the Wheel of Fortune is about, it's also a steering wheel of a ship, right? One of those old fashioned ships, you feel what I'm saying? And one of those old fashioned ships, right? With the one with the wheel. I think they may still have those, but the point that I'm trying to make here is it represents knowing how to navigate your own emotion, right? Knowing how to navigate that, finding that internal compass, which is what a lot of you Cancer crabs really need to do at this time. You need to develop, and you are developing that. A lot of you Cancer crabs are understanding that it's, you need to understand more about this dating game, which is good, because it means that, like I said, you're figuring it out. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Trying to get this YouTube channel to 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. As of right now, I basically have 2,800 subscribers. Keep hitting that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos. Peace.